Heather with Going Batty, and today I'm going to show you how I make my version of my mom's chicken pot pie. This chicken pot pie, it doesn't have a crust on it. What we're going to do is we're going to roll out some biscuit dough and kind of put that on the top of it, so it's almost like chicken cobbler. Maybe, I'm not sure, but Katie loves this. This is one of her favorite meals, so we're gonna make this for dinner tonight. We are gonna make ours slightly different because I'm not a fan of peas and Kevin's not a huge fan of celery. So instead of using like the celeries, peas, and carrots in our chicken pot pie, we're actually going to use this Mexican style vegetables that has broccoli, corn, and cauliflower in it. We're going to use that instead of the carrots, well, we're going to have carrots in it, but the celery and peas in it. And then we have in here, you saw me dicing up potatoes, so we're going to boil those till they're just underdone. And then we're going to saute these, which is our onions and our carrots. There is about 4 cups of potatoes, 2 medium-sized onions, 2 carrots, and like I said, 1 bag of these vegetables. Now you can use any kind of frozen vegetables that you would like. You can use this, I think my mom actually uses the soup mix, and it actually has carrots, onions, and green beans in hers. So just whatever frozen vegetables you like, that's what you can use. All right, so I have a package of chicken tenders here. I'm gonna chop these up. I cleaned my cutting board, and we're gonna get ready to saute these after I chop them up. The chicken tenderloins, like they have this kind of little, I don't know, like tendon that goes through them. And so what I do is I have a bag that's marked chicken bits, and that piece there, I just take off and I put in this bag, and I can use all of these little pieces and parts that have like the fat on them and a little bit of like cartilage or something like that, and I use that for my chicken stock. The other thing that I do, and I learned this from Tangi over at Freedom Homestead, is all of your scraps, like your onions and your carrot peels and your celery, put those in a bag and freeze them, and you can use those in your broth too, your chicken broth or your beef broth or whatever. We are cooking our potatoes until they're what they're called is parboiled, where they're almost done but not quite. And the way you'll be able to tell is if they'll be a little translucent around the edges, and your knife will go in just a little bit but not all the way. These are actually almost done. So Kate, if you want to go take these off and strain those, that would be great. And while she's doing that, I am going to go ahead and put our chicken in our cast iron pan here. I got it on about a medium-high heat. We're going to cook the chicken. I've got a little oil in here, and then we're going to take the chicken out. We are going to season our chicken with a little bit of garlic powder, and then we're going to do some salt and some pepper. And this pepper shaker is a little stingy, so I'm going to pour a little in my hand. And we're going to do it that way. That's better. So I'm giving Katie a hand while she is measuring out everything. Right here we've got 2 sticks of butter in here, and this is the beginning of the roux that's going to make the sauce for the filling of our chicken pot pie. So we're melting this. I don't have the heat on right now. I'm waiting until she is ready, and then she'll come over and she'll saute all these vegetables together. Katie is dumping the onions and the carrots in there, and I think we're going to put a little bit of garlic powder in that also. And then she's just going to cook these down until they're kind of translucent. All right, Katie's going to sprinkle in her flour And then she is going to put in her salt and pepper. So Katie is going to put the liquid in now, and this is our milk and our chicken broth. We kind of put it all in together because it's just easier to pour that way. And she's going to keep mixing it until it gets pretty thick. I am going to show you now how to make the kind of biscuit topping. Now this is our homemade Biscuit mix. This actually is from Living on a Dime's recipe. So we use this all the time, hands down best homemade biscuit mix I've ever used. So we're going to use 6 cups of this. So there's 6, and then we're going to need 3/4 cups. All right. And then we're going to put in 3 teaspoons of sugar and about 2 cups of milk. Now you may need a little more because you want this dough to be a little bit on the sticky side before you start kind of kneading it out. We're gonna go ahead and pour our milk in here. And I find it best to start with a wooden spoon. And you want it to start to come together, and I can tell right now that this is too dry, so I'm going to put a little bit more milk in it. So I'm just going to put like a splash of milk in it, maybe 2, maybe a little more. There we go. I just need it to kind of get all that flour mixture in there. So what you want it to do is when you grab a hold of it and you squeeze it, you want it to stay together like that. So that's good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some flour out on our table just a little bit. You kind of flour your hands. And then we're just gonna kind of dump this into our floured space. And don't worry if it's not like all together when you dump it out, because it will come together. Make sure you get everything out of the bowl. All right, so now you're gonna kind of just push it together like this. Like I said, it'll be a little bit on the sticky side. So get the extra flour on my hands. And you're gonna need this between 10 and 15 times. So you're gonna take your fold it over. You're gonna just start kneading it together, and it'll start to come together and hold together. It's 4, 5, 6. You may need a little more flour like I do here because it's sticking a little bit. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, so it's come together pretty well. Now there's not a whole lot of these are just pieces that I missed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little more, scoop this flour around. And I'm gonna roll this out because I don't put a bottom crust on my chicken pot pie. And like I said, this is gonna be more like a biscuit crust, and I'm gonna roll it out to fit a 9 by 13 pan. And you want it about, I don't know, like about 1/4 of an inch thick is what you're shooting for. We are going to put in our chicken, and then Kate is going to put in our vegetables. Let me move it over here a minute. And then we're going to just stir this up. We are going to dump our chicken mixture in here. All right, spread it around and see if that's...
Ooh, we're going to have to get another one out.
Yeah, we're going to have to get another pan out. All right, so we're just taking the dough, and it's kind of forgiving. You just cut it off and put it where you need it and take away from where you don't need it.
The most saddest thing in the world is when your chicken pot pie explodes.
Yep. All right, here, let's do this
Oh,
one
it's
too.
this? Or different.
Lengths. Okay.
It's confusing me.
All right, do that one too.
Does this one get 3 too, or does it
Just get 2. Just do 2.
You're only half a pie, so you get 2.
We are going to top this now with a coating of melted butter, just to make it pretty and make it taste good.
This is not for the faint of heart.
No.
It's got a lot of butter in it.
Good. All right, we're gonna bake these at 425 degrees. We'll probably check them in about 30 minutes. Butts in the kitchen. Too many butts in the kitchen.
I have butts in my kitchen.
I have butts in your kitchen. Ha ha. Get it? Because it's not my kitchen.
Oh.
It's boiled over.
Deliciousness of 8.
Oh yeah, there we go. Oh. Pull the little guy out first. Oh, look at that.
Ooh, that looks good.
That looks good.
It looked like it boiled over a little bit.
It did. It boiled over in the oven a little bit. So to keep that from happening, getting all over the inside of your oven, you can put a sheet pan on the rack below, and it'll boil down onto this sheet pan. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks good. So do not touch that because it is hot. Don't touch it because it's hot. We have to let this sit for like 10 to 15 minutes so you don't burn yourself. Just wait. 10, preferably 15 minutes before you cut into that. We've let this sit for about 15 minutes and cut into it.
I have a friend who does that every time. Is it the Olivia? No.
Oh, there you go. I guess I should have a plate over here. That would probably be good.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum. Somebody's gonna be sad that that's not in their plate. Okay. So that.
The lighting.
Oh, look at the steam coming off of that. It's still like rocket hot, but it's got, see the biscuit top
right
on
there.
it, and all the chickeny goodness and all the vegetables.
I'm gonna try it. Oh, oh, oh.
I need pieces.
Ah! It's falling.
There we go. This is really good.
Mm-hmm.
So So, I'm gonna chew. We will put this recipe on our Going Batty website. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And more updates as we go. Bye.